Welcome to the Flynn Effect podcast, where we dive deep into all things culture, industry news, and history, all with the goal of helping our clients to perform better.
All right. Well, welcome, Chris Flynn.
Thank
This
you.
is the first podcast since Katie has gone out on maternity leave.
A little bit of the boss is out of town, so we're
Yeah.
having a sale.
Woohoo!
No.
I don't know what she was thinking leaving the two of us alone, but it's
I
going to be, we've already had a blast here. So we'll just continue for the next few weeks until she sees this podcast and comes back early. But thanks for coming on. I've worked for you for like 13 years now, Chris, and one thing I've always admired is your ability to look forward, stay ahead of trends, and really be looking around the corners. And so today I'd love to talk to you a little bit about creative, what you're seeing in the world today, and what you think is coming next down the pike.
Well, I think what excites me most is, we talk about being rapid, being quick, being agile. And I think that excites me the most, particularly in shorter form video and what's going on in social, that you can make an impact and really make an impression. And it's probably going to continue that way because our attention spans, since we've gotten our, smartphones, has really changed. And that's 20 years. It was 2007 when it came out. And it's continued to get shorter and shorter attention span. So you really have to be on point. You don't have time. You really got to hit it hard, or clever, or breakthrough. So that's exciting. That's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, but it's fun.
Well, you're chronic TikToker like I am.
Don't tell anybody.
But I find that on TikTok, I'm actually watching longer form videos. So like you, we both have very short attention spans naturally. What gets you hooked to watch a 5-10 minute video on TikTok?
Well, to the point that I was making earlier and to what you're saying is, yes, you'll watch, you get the 3-minute limit. You'll watch it, but not if they don't grab you in the first 5 seconds.
That's true.
So that's really what that shorter messaging is. How do I get them? How do I get them to stay?
So getting a little more specific about what's changing, big things, quality of what's being pushed out feels like it's diminished a little bit in a lot of areas. The pace, expectations, when you look at creative being produced across the industry, what patterns are you noticing?
It's a little bit of both. Okay, the very big cinematic kind of look is still out there. It's on some of the bigger things that are out there. But I will also say that the innovation and what's happened with technology and the quality of it, what used to cost us, $1 million to build an edit suite, I can do better on my phone, right? So the quality is there, and then it really kind of comes down to what is the idea. It always comes down to that, because I can shoot something that is absolutely stunningly shot, or at least should be. But if the idea isn't there,
Yeah.
So what?
So do you feel like creative's getting better or just faster?
I think it's getting faster. I don't know that it's getting better or worse. The trend, I think that still is the steady trend of continuing to find ways to innovate from a creative standpoint to get your message across. It's an evolution. It's not really like it's one or the other, right? It's just finding new ways in.
So with all of this technology that you're talking about, what do you think is the biggest stressor on creative teams today?
Because there are so many platforms, and it's a requirement in 2026, 25, 24 to say AI.
We haven't said that yet. It's been
AI.
almost 5 minutes.
So I think because there's so many different platforms and that are coming out for AI, as far as ideation, or as far as image manipulation, there is such a plethora of it that it is hard to focus on what is going to be the lead platform. And, certainly finding what ecosystem are we going to live in? Is it going to be, that we're staying in this one and it's all integrated? Or are there enough APIs to do it so we can hook into the data and the information and that we have to make it great and the inputs. And then, particularly with AI, it all comes down to super smart prompt writing, so then it gets back to an intelligent human.
Yeah.
And then what is good taste? What is bad taste?
Do you feel like there's anything repetitive? Like, since AI has become so prevalent in creative, do you feel like creative's becoming more boring or consistent? Are we missing some of those big, risky, big swing campaigns that we typically see?
I don't think so. No. I think what it is it's still a tool. And while it is, learning, it is learning from itself. It still is really hard with emotion. And so the process is still the same. It's a tool used within that process.
Kind of switching gears, would love to get your opinion on, what's actually breaking through and what you like, and what you're seeing today. So when something does break through creatively, what does it usually get right, or what does it consist of for you?
I'm going to go with emotion. Emotion
We're both
is
emotional
always,
people.
we're hearts on our sleeves. Emotion is always something, and it doesn't have to mean I'm going to tear up, but those always kind of get me.
Yeah.
It can just be the little smile. It might be the button at the end that gives me just a little, okay, the world's still got funny people in it, and that'll work. But I do think emotion is always what's going to break through to people. It's the sea of same if you're just reiterating facts,
What's a good emotional campaign that you saw recently that you really liked? I'll give you the one that actually Katie sent it to me, and it didn't hit me the first time, and then when I saw it the second or third time, it's a dad taking his son on a Disney cruise.
Oh God, I
Did you
saw
see that one?
Yes, I
Oh
bawled.
my goodness.
I bawled right through it.
Yeah, the first one
I think
I
I
was like,
sent it to Katie.
yeah. Well, I was like, oh, this is kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then I
Oh,
saw the
it's
second or
just-
third time, and it
As
hit
the
me a lot
child
harder.
evolves, it's the lifetime story. They tell the story
Yeah.
beautifully of being a child and then being more of a kid than being an adolescent and going through the life.
Yeah.
It really is quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one. What's one that got it wrong recently?
Oh no, I don't speak ill.
No? Okay. All right.
I
We'll
don't.
go there.
No, because everybody tried,
I
and
know.
at least they tried.
Oh, you're so kind.
It's like, so you can't do that.
Yeah. Just for the viewers, that's not how you always speak to us in the office.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
All right.
Yeah. Do you, are we in market a lot of times, when creative is out, we'll try to kill it quickly or say it's not working. Do you think with all of the data that we have now, how is it affecting creative? Is it good, bad, ugly?
It's helpful and a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes something needs to have traction. And when you're going by the data alone very quickly, we all want results really quickly. We can all see results up to the minute. We know the results of something going out, but there are other factors that go into that. Is there something that happened on the news that everybody just got sucked into and was like paying attention to, and they weren't seeing the message? There are things that are a little bit out of your control. So it's got to be both. It's got to be informed, but you got to give it enough to get traction before you do it. Sometimes I think we get a little too reactive on bailing on something too quickly.
Yeah.
But,
let it linger. Like we just talked about with the Disney cruise. Sometimes
but
it's
then
the few times that you watch
conversely, on the other side is sometimes we let that message go way too long.
Agreed.
We're not keeping it fresh. So you constantly need to be keeping it fresh, but you got to leave it enough time to get traction.
Yeah.
Right?
Going into AI, our favorite topic.
Again.
I know. Well, we gotta circle back to it. Where do you think it genuinely helps creative teams? So for our team here, where is it helping us today? Yeah.
I think what it does best right now, because it's going to get better and it's going to do things that we probably don't even imagine right now that it's going to do. I still think it's best in ideation. in and getting that idea starters, or taking your own ideas and popping it in there and saying, give me a variation on it, just to look around
Mhm.
a little bit. What is it that I missed? And it might spark something. I don't think we've ever taken something directly from AI and went, perfect, print it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. It's really about ideation and giving you more volume to choose from,
Mhm.
and more pathways, more roads to go down and explore. So
Mhm.
I think that's where it's best used.
Yeah. And I know a lot of the art directors will kind of turn up the crazy and use it to generate ideas that they can then pull back into
Yeah,
something that's actually realistic in market.
right.
Awesome. What part of creative do you think always it's imperative that there's human judgment in? Is it one piece, or where do you think the human aspect must always live
Through everything.
through everything? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, we work in an emotional. I believe that emotions
Mm-hmm.
is what really drives creative. Um, yeah, I haven't seen a really emotional machine yet.
No.
Um, so yeah, everyone use that tool along the way. I'm not saying, oh, you only use it at ideate. You use it throughout
Mm-hmm.
the process. But
Yeah, you need that human touch at every
yeah,
single
human
point.
intelligence is still based
Mm-hmm.
in reality of
Yeah,
where we are today.
yeah.
5 years from now, 2 years from now, it might be
Mhm.
different.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tools in Meta and other platforms where they'll just build new creative for you, and
Yeah,
suggest it, and
which is great.
which is great, but we're
Use
not,
it as a starting point.
optimizing that way.
You still need to use good judgment and
Hmm.
be able to improve it.
Yeah. All right. So you've worked with clients for a very long time. You've been in this
Yeah,
business.
I'm
Um,
old. Go ahead.
You're not old. You're not old. I'm getting old. But what have you noticed about how good creative gets approved? Is there a process
Yeah.
behind that creative to getting it to market?
The process for me is inclusion
Mm-hmm.
and working as a team with a client. The best creative that we get to do is when we're working closely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Look, we're great at what we do, but our clients are great at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put them together, we really can nail it and put something out there that's great. I'm never going to sit there and pretend that we know every aspect of their business.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, we have clients, and we're blessed with long tenured
Mm-hmm.
clients that we do know their business pretty
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
almost as well as they do, but they still know it a little
Mm-hmm.
bit better than we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as they're inclusive along the
Mm-hmm.
process, there's buy-in early, we're all in agreement. Now we can really expand out and see what really drives and what really resonates.
Yeah, the different perspectives are what's key. We just
Mhm.
presented creative to a client last week, and she brought up a really valid point that we had not thought of in our creative, and we were able to just tweak it ever so slightly to take that into account and make it better and stronger and resonate,
Yeah.
in that specific
I do
market.
I do think what we have to be careful of in our industry is um it's a bit of a blessing and a curse,
Hmm.
arrogance,
Yeah.
right? You need to be confident,
Hmm.
but you can't be arrogant to think that you know everything.
Hmm. So, on that note, one of the final questions I have here for you is um, what are the perfect conditions that leadership should have in place for creatives to be strong? So,
Oh,
what does it look like?
okay. So, for
I know
me,
you feel very passionate about this.
I do because um I think the best environment to create is a great culture.
Hmm.
I think that's throughout any department within an agency, is to have good culture overall. But I think I have some concerns
Hmm.
for newer folks coming into the
Hmm.
industry that uh, we're in a hybrid situation, which is great.
Hmm.
Have a culture that is understanding, and oh, you've got a doctor's appointment. Go to your doctor's appointment. You got to see your kid.
Yeah.
Go do what you need to do. But I do have some concerns for the younger generation coming in on too much remote work. I see it on Zoom calls or, on our team calls if we're doing it because we're in office 3 of the days. But I also see it in person where it works extremely well, and it has worked that way. If you're a junior art director, let's say, and you come in, you came to school, right? You went to school, you did your book, you got it. It's great. It's really nice work. It's beautiful. But our industry is changing so rapidly, so quickly, and has for so many years that we have always found, congratulations, you graduated college. We're really proud of you. Now we kind of need to train you on what really is in our industry as far as an ad agency and marketing. So getting them up to speed is more difficult. Getting them to embrace and understand our industry takes a little more work. And just if you're a junior art director and you're not sitting with somebody who might be senior, a 30-second conversation of, hey, what do you think of this? Oh, I like that. You know what? You could do this and maybe consider the secondary color for the background. Oh, that quick conversation can't really be had efficiently in teams.
And I think people...
And the osmosis of just sitting next to somebody who's senior and has done it before and has that innate ability to really elevate the work. So I would encourage anybody who's new to the industry and new at whatever agency they're at, do your damnedest to get in there. Go in there. A little bit later, you might want to, okay, I don't need to quite go in as much, but sit with people who have done it before that have some experience. You'll be recognized, and 2, you'll flourish more quickly.
Well, I think even for more senior creatives, we find some of the younger, more junior creatives have things to teach as well, but also we tend to be very careful of not bothering each other when we're not together. And I feel like that's where the collaboration falls.
Breaks down.
It breaks down a little bit where, I don't want to call an art director with just a thought that I have and interrupt them. But if I'm walking by their desk, it might be something that I spit out and ends up being a 20-minute conversation and we go a different way. So I do think a lot of that in person is important.
You get to the point you want to make and to better places quicker if you're together and can collaborate. Yeah.
And it builds those personal relationships that help when it gets
gets
tough.
back to culture. Yeah. It's like, I want to go in. I want to see people. Plus, all right, I'm going a little off topic here, but this is more for the younger generation of who is up and coming, is that, look, we're human beings. We're going to have conflict. Yeah. We're not going to agree. Having a Teams call and going, red button, doesn't resolve the conflict. You still have to, when you're you're working together, you'll see somebody 15 minutes later. I was kind of thinking of that. I probably was a little strong on that, and I really shouldn't have been. I mean, that's just reality. So, build relationships. Learn how to problem solve.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to sit in the room with the awkward feeling, and that forces you to resolve it, not
awkward
just walk
pause.
away.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, who's going to talk first?
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, good. Well, just a couple final questions here as we look ahead and what's coming next, who knows? But when you look 3 to 5 years out, how do you think creative work will need to evolve to stay valuable and relevant?
I think it's going to be a little bit driven by technology and where things go. It's the broadcast industry is a little wonky right now as far as where things are being delivered, how content's getting to the homeowners. So we're going to have to see how that shakes out. There's so much consolidation going on right now with, Warner Bros. I mean, it's really going to be interesting as to where it goes. People are opting out of ads. They're saying, I'll spend $12 more a month so I don't have to see ads. So I think there's going to be a little bit of where exactly are we going to get to that audience and how are we going to communicate to them? Yeah. And what's the length Where's the sweet spot? Is it that 10-second intro before a television show? I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Do you think traditional tactics are going to make a comeback with more of the skippable opt-out technology in digital?
I think you get to the point quicker or get to the hook quicker. I think if you're going to lay out, this is formulaic, I think you're going to see where we used to be more, we're going to tell you what it is. We're going to have a little concept. We're going to give you the information. Then we're going to have a button at the end and give you a little smile to make you leave with a little bit of entertainment. There may be an inverse switch to that. How are we going to get you to get that smile early and to stay with us? I think there's going to be a little bit of shifting, but the messaging is going to be the same. And again, these are, if you're using great fundamentals and getting your point across and doing really good creative, people are going to hang out.
Yeah. So finally, what advice would you give to creative leaders who are trying to balance great ideas and great creative with metrics and business results?
Okay, this is a tough one. It's hard to argue with numbers sometimes. And I think you have to come up with what is the great control? I mean, this gets back to tactics from direct mail from years ago. It's still, you've got to have, what is the real control? Okay, we're satisfied with these numbers, and you got to keep testing on it and try and push those numbers. And that might make you really break out to something incredibly creative that's going to get to that. How do we make what we're doing now the next control?
Yeah, I almost think, for me anyways, the numbers make it more of a game, and the competition is what makes it so fun. Is more so, where on the creative side, sometimes it's what can I push through? What great idea can I get to market? And for me, I'm like, what can I beat?
Yeah, how do I get the high score?
How do I get the high score in this?
Exactly.
Can I get a little more market share? Can I get more clicks, more sales, whatever it might be? So cool. Anything else you want to chat about today about creative, the future of creative?
No, I do think we covered an awful lot about the future of creative. I think I just encourage people to play. Just play. There's so many platforms out there that and apps out there. Play. I know it's a pain in the butt. Do the 3-day trial and cancel it, but play with them. That's how you're going to see what's coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
sure
Heather.
One of us needs to get back upstairs when the cat's away.
They're running with scissors up there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Who knows? So eating bonbons, right?
Hardly.
Yeah, I know. They're all working harder than us. Let's be honest. All right. Well, thank you.
All right,
we'll talk soon.